Oliver, I suppose just start with team news. How's the squad looking? Munoz and Mateta, have they stayed at home or travelled?
No, they stayed at home. So, yeah, a few bad news. Dani Munoz has to undergo surgery, knee surgery, and we will miss him for a few weeks. And JP also needs to rest. He came back with a minor injury from the French national team, and we had to manage his knee the whole time. And was always a little bit of swelling, and he just didn't feel well. So he stayed at home. Ismaila Sarr, of course, stayed at home. And then today, JD Canvo came and was ill. So we had to send him home. So he's also not here. So he was 15 players plus 3 from the academy. But we trust in every single one. And of course, we want to win tomorrow's game to get definitely qualified for the knockout stage. And that's the big goal for tomorrow.
I suppose just on Mateta as well, actually, is he just being rested for this game, or do you think he's going to be out for a longer spell?
No, we don't hope so, but I also hope that Dani just misses a couple of days. And so the plan is that JP returns to training on Friday, and then he should be available. Ismaila Sarr is still little chance that he's available for Man City as well. But of course, now we are missing with JP, the striker. We're missing with Ismaila, the 10, and we're missing with Dani Munoz, the right wing back. So the whole right attacking we are missing, but we showed, because Dani and Isma didn't play at Fulham as well, and we showed that we can create chances, that we can score goals. So that, it's maybe it's the bill we are paying right now for the amount of games we are playing.
Surgery is obviously never ideal, but a few weeks sounds like it's not an enormous deal. That can be months at times.
Yes, let's say the prognosis, right? Prognosis is 4 to 6 weeks that he should be ready to play. So, but again, always when you have to undergo a surgery, then you never know. So I had a few in my career, so that's why we are always a little bit cautious. But it doesn't look so serious.
Will that change any plans for January that you would have had?
Let's talk about Shelbourne and not about the January transfer window. So again, we have 10 games coming up until 10th of January. So this is our challenge. This is what we are focusing on, and this is what we are preparing.
Something slightly more light-hearted then, based on Dublin. I know you enjoy a Guinness every now and then. Are you going to find 5 or 10 minutes to go and sample some here?
No, first of all, sorry for everyone. I don't like Guinness, so I already tried it in my life. So I played here many years ago with the Austrians under 21. We lost, unfortunately, 2-0. And I think I tried one afterwards, and I didn't like it. Sorry. Again, for us, a very important game tomorrow, because we have to say, and we have to be very honest with ourselves, that with 2 wins and 2 defeats in the Conference League, we are not really pleased, and therefore it's important to get this 3rd win. Because again, when we know next week's schedule, playing Thursday evening and playing Saturday evening, so would make things a little bit easier.
Thank you. Bobby?
Hi, Oliver. Just to confirm, Ismaila Sarr, do you expect him to travel to AFCON on Monday?
I don't know, but I expect him to travel, yes. So of course, because they want to assess him, definitely. Every nation has the right to assess the player, so I expect him going definitely there, and then let's see.
In terms of the conundrum you've now got at right wing back, Nathaniel Klein obviously not played very regularly, but had a great performance at Fulham at the weekend. In your view, is he okay to start consecutive matches? And of course, it's a lot for him at the moment. So over the next couple of weeks, is there the case that you might have to get creative and possibly change the system to fit someone else at wing back?
Yes, I like to be creative. I think, especially with Kleine, because when I arrived, there were plenty of injuries, and then I played Kleine as a right centre back and he did so well. And we won 6 of the last 7 games where he was starting. So I like to be creative, and I'm already thinking, what can we do? So Dani can't play every single game. I think it's not possible. So with JD playing him there, it's not his ideal position, but could be a little bit the more defensive player. We can play a winger there. We can play an inverted player there. Maybe swapping Borna Sosa or Justin Devaney to this side. So yeah, we have a few options, and we will have to be creative, but I like it.
And on Chadi Riyad, I believe he's with the squad. Just how far along? He trained today, so how far along is he in his recovery at the moment?
You just saw the warm-up, so he didn't do the full training. He's now partly integrated and looks good. It's good to have him back. So at the end, we always do a crossing game with crosses and goals. And I think he was our top scorer because he's a great header. And yeah, it's good for him that it goes step by step back to team training.
And Joel Jakes-Thomas is someone who has come with the first team today. Really exciting young talent. Can you just tell us a little bit about him? And perhaps could he maybe even see minutes tomorrow with the numbers so light in attack?
Oh yes, it's him. He's a right wing back playing there. He's still very young. We have also Caden Rodney and Benji Casey with us. So also for the just position wise, we don't have many attackers left in our squad, and Benji scores many goals for our youth teams, and that's why they deserve to be with us. And again, I don't know what happens tomorrow, how the game is going, but yeah, they're here because they're good players. They have talent, and that's why they are part of the squad.
Thank you. Chris. Hi, Chris. Hope you're well. Obviously, the Conference League has been a bit up and down so far. 2 wins, 2 defeats. Tomorrow almost looks like a must-win game. Does it feel like that if you want to qualify in the top 8 and avoid playoffs in February?
I mean, for us, we want to win every game, regardless of our standing in the table. We always kind of have the next game mentality, and we have really high standards for ourselves. So, some people want to label it a must-win game, but we want to win every game, regardless of what's going on.
And there's been some talk in recent weeks that you're in talks over a new contract at Crystal Palace. I'm not going to ask you to comment on that directly, but just on the wider point, as a player, when you're considering your long-term future, what are you thinking about at the moment for what the next couple of years of ambition looks like for Chris Richards?
Yeah, just trying to make sure the values align. I think Palace brought me here with the vision, and it's an ambitious vision, and that's exactly what I had for myself and for my career. And it's a big year coming up for me, not just for club but also for country. So, if the right opportunity comes up between me and Palace to extend, then perfect. And but I'm not really focused too much on that. I'm focused on the games that we have coming up, and again, it's not necessarily on the front of my mind right now.
And obviously you mentioned the Home World Cup coming up. You missed the last US camp, but I guess it worked for everyone. It gave you a good time to rest and recover, weren't playing unnecessary friendlies, which helps the US going into the World Cup, making sure you're on your top level. This season, having European football, having 4 competitions, do you think that's the ideal preparation for a World Cup? Just having so many games, being in a rhythm, playing at the top level?
Yeah, I mean, I think staying in rhythm is a big part of going into a World Cup and making sure that you're at your best. So, again, people want to class them as friendlies, which technically they are. But for us, since we didn't have a qualifying round, this was kind of our qualifiers, being able to play against top nations. And 2 of the teams that we played in the last half a year, we actually ended up drawing in the group. So, for me, I want to continue to stay in rhythm playing here so that when I go to the national team, I haven't missed a beat. And again, for this being probably the biggest year of my career and my life, I just want to make sure that whenever it's time for the summer that I'm 100% ready to go.
Great, thank you.
Hi, Oliver. How's it going? A win for your side tomorrow would be a big step towards a top 8 finish. How big of a motivation is that for your team?
No, I think be among the top 8, we need more than 3 points. But it's right now when I see our schedule, I know it's just important to get qualified. And if we have to play knockout, the qualification round end of February, I don't worry about it because it's so far away. But it would be a little bit easier maybe to rest 10 or 12 players for the Cups game next week, because again, I won't start anybody on Thursday evening and on Saturday evening because I feel responsible for the players' farewell. And this would make a little bit easier with a win. And then if it is, we take the qualification end of February. But now again, it's when you come with 15 players and you have 10 games in 3 weeks, then we have to focus on this period and not what is end of February or even end of May. So that's so far away, and it doesn't matter. So for this, it's important to get the win.
It's been a difficult campaign for Shelbourne, 1 point from 4 games. What have you made of them from your analysis?
Yes, but they also didn't concede a lot, and playing in a 3-5-2, 5-3-2 block, very compact. Also in the last game yesterday, I think less than 30% possession at Alkmaar, but it was one corner, one set play, and one shot from outside the box where how they conceded, and in the other games they lost both with 1-0. So it looks like they're very, very compact. And when we watch them, they defend with 8-9 players, sometimes all the 10 around the box, and then it's not so easy to find the gaps to create chances on the other side. When we analyze how the concede goes, there's very many shots from distance. But that shows just when you're defending your box with 8 players, there is not a lot of space. And on the other side, they go quite direct forward to the strikers, then being very aggressive on the second balls and going quick into the box. So we need a good balance, of course, to get our players, our numbers in the box to score a goal, but also having a balance that they don't get their transitions and be ready for this kind of game. And this is what I expect. This is how I expect tomorrow's game.
And just with your assistant, Paddy McCarthy, also being from Dublin, could you speak to us a little bit about the impact he's made on the team and on the staff?
Honestly, I wanted him to sit here as a home game for him, but was not allowed. It's great. I didn't know him before, but he was already at Crystal Palace and he's at Palace for many years. And so number one, he's a great guy, not just a great coach, and he was a great player. And he's so can always talk about everything. He knows Crystal Palace. Great insights, what always helps when you come to a club. Being new there, and he knew the players, and he understands football, and that's the most important thing. To understand not just the tactical part of football, to understand the dynamic in football, the dynamic in a dressing room. Also, of course, the English or the UK mindset, and this helped me a lot, and this is helping me still a lot.
And as Ireland assistant coach as well, has he had an extra pep in his step the last 2 weeks after helping Ireland to 2 big wins last month?
Yes, I had to give him one more day off, and he was really pleased. So usually it's always, of course, like all the players, they get off and the next day. And then when I saw that they scored the game winner in the 97th minute at Budapest, I texted him during the night. I thought that maybe he needs another day, and he was really grateful for this. He needed it, I think, but he deserved it. And of course, now Ireland is facing hopefully 2 big games in March. And because we're talking about it right now, it looks like we have at least 10 players playing at the World Cup, and of course, hopefully Paddy being involved there with Ireland, and we have Justin Devaney also in the qualification with Northern Ireland. So a few players and staff members who could qualify. It's big for Crystal Palace, and yes, in March, fingers will be crossed for Ireland.
Thank you.
Oliver, just obviously you probably know about Irish football through the international team, but what's your impression of the clubs in the league and the League of Ireland here, and how that's maybe improved? And now there's 2 teams from the League of Ireland playing in the stage of the competition.
Oh yes, first of all, I think it's also a little bit tricky for Shelbourne or for the Irish clubs, because the season already ended, and maybe you are not in this rhythm anymore, and you have to play 2 more games. And yeah, Shelbourne ended the season on the 3rd place, and it's again it's a very physical team. Yeah, good, very good defensive structure. Yeah, so again, not so easy to find space and gaps, and defending the box very well. And I think it's also I don't know honestly how the last years were for Irish football have been for Irish football, but that 2 teams playing Conference League now, and I think it's a good achievement, because I'm coming from Austria, and in Austria we have. We had 1 team playing the qualification in the Conference League and did not qualify. So it's not so easy sometimes. So I think they are doing well and they are progressing. And it also shows that Irish football, and what I'm told very often is that many English internationals or internationals for England could also play for Ireland, because they have relatives or grandparents or parents here. So yeah, doing great. And again, if you have the chance, and Ireland is maybe as big as Austria from the population, then it's always a huge achievement when you can represent your country at the World Cup. And so it looks like that the football is progressing in Ireland, and that's what pleases me always and everywhere, because I love football, and it's good because then all the children have something better to do than watching in their phones and playing outside.
Yeah, and just Chris, just the impact that Paddy McCarthy has on you in the training sessions, and what's he like to work with from a day-to-day level?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's no secret that my first probably year and a half I was here at Palace, it was a bit of a struggle for me. And Paddy grabbed me one day and just really asked me what my ambition was, what did I want to do with my career, and it was kind of a wake up call, because I felt like I was doing everything I could, but clearly he saw more in me. And that's one thing I like about Paddy. He's a straight shooter. He kind of calls it like he sees it. And I think that's one of the reasons why he's done so well with the staff as well, is because he kind of understands the DNA of not just UK football, but also of Crystal Palace. And so for me, Paddy's been great. He's taught me a lot. Also a good guy just to have around. He's good to crack a joke with.
Hi, Oliver. Obviously, a lot that's been made of the last couple of weeks about Palace being in the conventional Champions League places, if you like. The club have put it in their social media bio, as Jeremy Pino was talking about, not letting up to make sure you stay in those Champions League spots. Do you think when you're there in the table that it just risks becoming a bit of a distraction and it should be not talked about as much as possible?
I mentioned it. I think in Hyde Park is Speaker's Corner. Everybody can talk about everything, and players can talk about everything. For me, it's important that that we don't lose our focus. That, as Chris mentioned before, that we keep our standard high, and that we demand a lot from each other. And that's the challenge every third day, every day in training. And to be honest, today at the beginning, I was not pleased with the training sessions, or not in the warm up, but afterwards. And this is, and then sometimes you need a little bit somebody who kicks you, that you get this focus again, and that's the challenge. But again, I know these players mention it so often. Completely trust them because they showed it so many times. But it's that's the challenge. But yes, it's spoken quite often about it. I don't know where our ceiling is. I honestly think we haven't reached our ceiling. So when I see us playing, I see so many aspects we can still improve. We should improve. We have to improve. And as long as we can see these things individually and as a team, I think we haven't reached our ceiling. And that's what I don't know if we will ever do it, because I'm quite. Looks like I always find something to improve, but that's what we're looking for. We're looking for our personal ceiling, and that's what we are what we are going for. This is what we want to achieve. And as Chris said, and therefore it's to win games, and it's every game has its own story and different challenges. Yeah, and it's again the last games, the away at Burnley and now at Fulham. It's different challenges, not about football, also mentally. Yeah? And tomorrow's game is the same, as a different story. Yeah? Away, we know about this. Let's say, call it UK derby, maybe. Yeah? And it's something special. And you can believe me, I know what I'm talking about. So if Austria plays against the Germany team, I always say we're playing against the big brother. Yeah? And then it's always a lot of emotion there, and this I can imagine will be the same here. So, and this is what we are facing. But all these challenges, all these situations will help us growing individually, will help us growing as a team, and this is what we are looking for. And then we will have maybe a few setbacks. We had them, and then it's always important to learn from it and improve. And credit to the players, because it looks like the learning curve. Same, yeah. The learning curve is quite fast, and that helps. Yeah.
Thank you. Last one from Jack.
Just very quickly, the manager mentioned he didn't like training this morning. Can he be quite scary in those situations?
Yeah, it can be a little intense, but I think sometimes we need it. These early mornings can kind of get to us. But again, he's a self-proclaimed perfectionist, and so he's just trying to get the best out of us.
Was it a big telling off this morning?
No, we've had worse ones, to be fair.
But it's normal. With Monday evening was Christmas party, Tuesday was off, so need time to get back. But they are back.
Thanks, everyone. That's it. Thanks.